Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Chung, your friendly proctologist. And you know what? You guys ask really good questions. They're the same questions that come up in my office all the time. And so I want to keep feeding you knowledge and things to consider and think about so that you can apply to your own body. The question been getting a lot lately is, Dr. Chung, can I use Metamucil and Miralax together? And I think many of you are asking, like, is it good? Is it beneficial? Is that a great tip I can use? Or is it bad? You know, I shouldn't do it. I should definitely avoid it. And either way, I get where you're going with it. Let's talk about that and get into some detail. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsor of this video. This video has been brought to you by Revival XR. And Revival XR can be found on Amazon. And let me tell you, this stuff is literally amazing. It's a sitz bath salt supplement, but it doesn't just have salts in it, okay? It's got tons of organic ingredients for anti-inflammatory, for soothing, for healing, and you can use it for any number of conditions like itching, hemorrhoids, fissures, pain. And that's why I like it, because you know what? Who wants 6 different creams to choose from? When it comes to your sitz bath, which we've all done, me included, especially when I'm in trouble, this is what I use. And so I think that if you want the comprehensive package, you've got to check out Revival XR. Find them on Amazon. It's the easiest place to get it. And also, guess what? They put a coupon for us to use, which I'll put in the description below and also in the comments once the video goes up. I encourage you to try it out. It definitely has a very pleasant fragrance, which is not overpowering. Thank you so much, Revival XR, and let's get back to the video. So Metamucil and Miralax. Metamucil, in brief, is a psyllium fiber product. So it contains soluble and insoluble fibers together. And you've got Miralax, which is polyethylene glycol, a chemical made which softens your poop. It's safe to take in multiple studies for the rest of your life in as much quantity per day as you want. They both work in completely different ways. And just to give you the statement right out in front, right? Is it safe to take both together? Yeah, you can. Do you need to? Do you want to? That's why I want to make this video here. But I won't ever tell somebody, no, you should never do that. Or I won't ever say, yes, you absolutely should do it. Let's go through the details here so you can consider for yourself whether this is something you want to or don't want to do. So some things to consider when you want to take both of these together is there going to be an interaction between the two? Is there going to be some harmful effect by taking both at the same time? And the answer is no. And so the next thing you want to consider is, well, they work differently. Is it going to be okay if I take them? And the answer is, yeah, I think it could be actually an advantage if you want to think about it that way. Like, for example, if you want to think about keeping the water, keeping these hydrated. Well, the Miralax has the osmotic part where it steals the water, brings it in. And then you got the fiber where you got these soluble fibers which form a gel, and that's how they hold water. So you've got an extra kind of reinforcement, redundant system going to keeping poop soft. Going on from the rest of my list here is that both of these you can stop at any time, and the system will just go on as if you never took it in the first place. There's no long-lasting effects. Neither of these are addictive. You don't get tolerant to either of these. So if you want to go up on one, experiment, go down the other, maybe drop one, that's totally fine to do in your time of experimenting with things. They're both dose dependent. Okay, what does that mean? Is that when you start to get past a certain level, in my opinion, you can get fiber overdose. What does that look like? I've got videos on it, but lots of gas, lots of bloating, constipation, huge, wide caliber, like monster poops. We have to push to get them out, etc. Those are bad things. What about Miralax? Well, you can get lots of diarrhea. You can go poop many times a day. Same thing with Miralax, by the way, but it's a straight up laxative, and you know what that's like if you had a colonoscopy. Miralax is one of those common things suggested to take for that. So let's talk about what are the positives for taking them both together, right? Well, the first thing is that Metamucil has beneficial effects too. So if you wanted to get the heart disease protection, like lower cholesterol, like lower sugars from the diabetes protection, but you also wanted the Miralax added to that, then yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're not a type of person who eats a lot of fiber in your diet, then the fiber supplement could be a great way to get that additive into your body for your own health. Number two, of course, if you find that trying both of them together, it actually works better for you. Some people really like having more fiber, a little extra supplement, or eating something extra with the Miralax. They just, for some reason, this mixture works for them. And hey, if that works for you, I don't see any problem with it at all. Another reason to take them both is because you want to get the best of both worlds, right? So maybe you started out with the fiber supplement ever since you had your hemorrhoid issues, and you're really on that bandwagon. So you say, I don't really want to just drop it completely. I think it actually is good for me. But the thing is that with fiber, it can be a little bit unreliable. Sometimes I'll get a hard poop or a little bit more bulky poop here and there. And so I will take a little bit of Miralax to kind of offset that hardness, right? Again, I don't have any problem with it. I think that's perfectly safe and perfectly good reasoning. Why? Because it works for you. And these are both substances that have been proven to be safe in multiple studies. And I think if that's you, go ahead and keep taking it. So now let's flip that other side of the coin and explore reasons why you would not want to take them together. And the biggest reason I find is this one, is gasiness or the bloating. Because fiber, when you take more of it, the bacteria are processing, eating that fiber and creating a lot of gas. So you get that, and then you're also taking Miralax, which Miralax also can produce a lot of gas, a lot of tummy grumbling, and make you even look bloated. So if you got them both together, now you got this gas monster that just won't quit, right? And that can be extremely uncomfortable, and the worst thing about it is that it makes you stop both of them altogether, when ideally one of them might have just done the trick. So overloading and more is not always better, okay? It's not the Costco mentality here. You just need the right amount of what works for your body. That's it. Another reason not to take it is because it may not fit with your lifestyle. I mean, take me and Colace, for example. Have I taken it every single day since day one till now? I mean, I meant to, but I forget sometimes, or I run out and it's not in my office, so then I don't get to take it because I forgot to do it at home, etc. And so even one thing is super tough. You gotta do two things. I mean, it would definitely make it more difficult for me. And if that's the case for you, then definitely I suggest thinking about taking one that you feel is going to be easier for you and you're going to be the most successful with. So many times what happens is if you try to do both at the same time, you end up taking none of them, or you keep missing them, the doses, the supplements, and then bad things start happening. You get hemorrhoid flares, and you're just like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this thing. I gotta take Miralax and fiber for this to work, but And I think you just may need some help and guidance to have the dose be correct for you so you can get success. And coming up with this video, you just have to kind of step back and think here. I mean, before we get all to the confusion of what we should and should not do, isn't it amazing that we have so many products at our fingertips to help us? We've got fiber in its purest form here ground up for you. Here we've got another lab product that we developed that really helps in a different way. I mean, it's such a great thing to be alive in the 21st century. But of course, when this question inevitably comes up in my office, there's always so much confusion, always so much concern. We don't want to screw up our butts even more, our bottom ends, our hemorrhoids. Oh, poor little guys, right? And I tell them, with all this panic and confusion, anxiety going on, you got to be patient. Think of this as a marathon. You want a long-term gain. There is no such thing as a magic shotgun pill, okay? Because both of these products can have side effects if you take too much of it. And plus, you may not feel good. You may get the soft poop, or you get tons of bloating, and you may be really unhappy. So experiment slowly. One strategy for you to think about is, okay, you know, I'm going to choose one of these first. For example, the Metamucil, because I like the fact that it helps me with sugar levels and stuff like this. So I'm going to start out small, maybe 1 spoonful, you know, not a huge heaping thing, but don't read the back of the bottles on either one of these, okay? Start out small and then gradually increase every 2 to 3 days, and then stop when you get side effects or the poop is soft, right? It makes sense. If you want to start adding the other one in because you're not getting the desired effect. Maybe you are still having hard poops, but you know what? It's making you go every day. So that's when you add the Miralax in. Or the reverse, you do Miralax first, then Miralax. Again, take your time, be patient, okay? The worst thing that happens is that you overshoot, you start getting emotional, you're not seeing results, and then you go to the other side of the spectrum and you're just as confused. You're pulling your hair out. It's like nothing's working for me. And you just kick all of these supplements. You flush them down the toilet, okay? Like the DEA is coming to your house and you're flushing all your cocaine down the toilet. But, you know, that's how nuts these things make everybody feel, okay? You're not the only one that's going insane. But there's other supplements to try too. There's like magnesium, there's, you know, like magnesium citrate, there is lactulose depending on what country you're from. Some people do mineral oil, castor oil, aloe vera, so many different things. It depends, number one, on your philosophy. But here's the bottom line. Is Miralax and Metamucil safe to take at the same time? Absolutely yes. Can you do it? Yes. Am I against it? Absolutely not. I support you finding something that that's gonna make you feel healthy and also keep your poops off, protect your bottom end. Is it dangerous to take the both of them together? No, it is not. It is rare. I have not heard of a single paper or a single occurrence where there was toxicity that occurred from both of these being used together. But use your best judgment and go slowly, okay? And so I hope this video was very helpful for you, even guiding you on how to take these together if you want to try that, right? Because for sure, everybody loves feedback and new ideas. And I want to close the video out with, again, introducing you to Revival XR. When you're doing that next sitz bath for whatever is ailing your bottom end, give it 2 tablespoons of this stuff. Experience that calm and close your eyes and relax that internal anal sphincter. That's the culprit, dude. That is always messing up our days and making it harder to poop. But all joking aside, tons of organic ingredients like coconut oil, we've got lemon oil, we've got ginger oil, turmeric, yarrow, chamomile. I wish you the best. I want you to be better, faster, and I wish you the best in your recovery path. Take care. Bye-bye.